a brand new flow. Stories are brewing with Joe. Pull up a seat, let your truth unfold. Real talk, real hearts, real souls. It's coffee and conversations with Joe, where your voice has room to grow. No judgment, just love that flows. Coffee and conversation.
So the responsibility of the legislator is just to approve the general fund budget and the education trust fund budget.
Okay.
By Constitution, we're able to make laws, amend laws, that sort of thing. But that's really our basis of our responsibility. Some people think we just fix potholes or tear down buildings or bring.
I think a lot of people don't know what you do.
Yeah, they don't.
Right? They see your name, they just go ahead and they take because they know you, but they don't actually know what your job title is when you go to Montgomery.
Yes.
And then sometimes when you go to Washington, D.C. So how long you been? Because you already.
Yeah, this is my first quadrennium, so this is year number 4.
Okay.
And so it's time for a re-election.
Okay, so it's a 2-year or 4-year term?
4 years.
A 4-year term. Okay, so every 4 years you have to.
Yes, every 4 years.
Okay, so a lot has been going on in Alabama. I call him P. Okay, so it's okay if I call you P.
Yeah.
All right. So this is my friend. P. Can we talk? Ain't nobody watching, bro. We need to have this conversation, man. Real talk. What in the world happened in Montgomery last week?
So after the ruling in Louisiana.
Break it down. When y'all went to Montgomery, it was a special session.
Yes.
You supposed to be here last week.
Yes, it's supposed to be here last week.
You had the council because you said,
Yes.
we having a special session. Like,
Yes.
special session for what?
Yes.
Right? I kind of understood what I did, but you said, man, I'll talk to you later. I can't make it. We'll get you back, right? So what happened? Why was a special session called and what happened?
So the Supreme Court ruling that happened in Louisiana, which kind of overturned and also allowed them to redistrict, draw those lines to cut Black folks out.
Okay.
And so in light of that case, we also have in Alabama the Allen versus Milligan case. And so in 2023 or 2024, Supreme Court ruled that the congressional districts that were drawn by Alabama were unconstitutional. And so this is a what if kind of session.
Okay.
So obviously there has been some conversation between Republican leadership in Alabama, Donald Trump, and the Supreme Court. And so even during this session, HB1 and SB1, HB1 was to allow, if the Supreme Court lifts, do what they did, then they would allow Alabama to go back to the 2023 maps, which the Supreme Court on the lower court ruled unconstitutional.
And why would they rule unconstitutional?
Because it was stacking and packing Black folks into certain areas.
Okay.
And so it did not allow at least 2 districts to be opportunity districts for Black folks or Democrats to vote. And so in the result, we have District 2 represented by Shamar Figgers, District 7 represented by Terry Sewell. And so, of course, that bill passed. West Allen filed an emergency complaint saying, "Hey, can we lift the injunction?" And so it went up to the Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas. He sent it back down to the lower court to reconsider the ruling that they did in 2024 and take in consideration or utilize the formulas that were used in Louisiana, to where you could not use racial discrimination totally. You got to show intent that's what happened. And so now what we have now today is since they lifted that, now the governor has called for a special election August 11th for congressional districts 1, 2, 6, and 7. Also, what will also follow will be state senate districts 25 and 26.
Now, a lot of people heard you, but they don't really truly understand everything that you just said.
So let me tell you, let me get to a nutshell. Okay. So what happened when the Supreme Court ruled in the Louisiana case, it actually stripped the Voting Rights Act, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which it gives us certain protections for representation. And so when it stripped those, now it flowed over to Alabama. And so what they want to end up, really what they want is 7 Republicans to send to Congress.
Now, I've been listening to both sides of this, right? And you don't have to answer it because I know it's campaign season for you, right? But what I'm hearing is, basically what the Republicans are saying, is that they're just saying, going back to what was already in the books, right? And so they're doing nothing wrong. What the Democrats are saying is, what was on the books was wrong.
Exactly.
Right? And so now y'all we fixed it, and now y'all trying to take it back to where it was an advantage to you.
Absolutely.
Right? So this is what Democrats and then what the Republicans are saying. This is what I say. This is me, not the candidate sitting here. If someone is fighting this hard, right, at this late state time for this election to come up, right, if they're fighting this hard, thank you, I appreciate you. So what you got me today? What we got?
I got you a cup of Joe.
A cup of Joe? All right, I appreciate that. So if they're fighting this hard, Patrick, I think that it's important. Because if it wasn't important, they wouldn't keep going for the changes and trying to get it. I don't believe anybody put in a fight, right, for something that's not important.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what people are missing. I don't care which side of the fence that you're believing that is on, whether it's what Republicans are saying or what the Democrats are saying. But it's important to both sides, right? That if they get the advantage, it puts them in an advantageous situation going into the general election. Am I correct?
That's correct. So it's a national movement.
Right.
So they know that it's getting ready for midterms. They know that this midterms, there's probably going to be a blue wave.
Yes.
And so Democrats will control the Senate and control the House.
Yeah.
They know it's going to be a blue wave. And so they did it in Texas. They're doing it in all the southern states to where they're stacking and packing and then making sure that you have more Republican representation in Congress.
Can I ask you this, man? Honestly, and I'm asking America, y'all, Republicans and Democrats, I want to know, why come we just can't be fair?
Exactly.
I mean, seriously,
How much more do you got to have?
let people go out and vote, right? Why do we got to draw these crazy lines? Why we just can't go out and let the people vote for who they want to vote for? Because again, this is supposed to be America. It's not a Republican America, not a Democrat America.
Exactly.
You was in the military, correct?
Yes.
I was in the military. When I went over to Saudi Arabia, okay,
Absolutely.
I fought for this country, America,
United States,
right? I didn't go to fight for a red state or a blue state. I went to fight for everybody here. I was putting my life on the line to make sure that this country was okay. So why do I have to come back here, right? After I done fought and served this country and sit here and fight with my people about how we can vote? That's the problem that I got with this, right? I think the Democrats and Republicans, myself, got it all screwed up. I don't care what side they're on. I got a problem with that, Patrick, because I think there are qualified candidates on the Republican side and there are qualified candidates on the Democratic side. And we say we are a free state, a free country. Why come the people can't choose?
Well, not when they want to take your choice away. They want to take your voice and your choice. And so they want to make this move and take the choice of voting, but then they don't want us to say anything about it. They want to silence our voices.
Okay, so what needs to happen for the Democrats, right?
So
to circumvent what's happening now.
So all of the gains that we've made them through the courts.
Okay.
And so right now the Supreme Court sent back to the lower court,
Mhm.
and the lower court has given the plaintiffs till May the 15th to submit their briefs and their argument, reviewing or they're revisiting or technically retrying the Allen versus Milligan case. And so they have till May 15th to submit that argument.
So what Governor Gavin did yesterday is not concrete yet?
I think it's concrete to a certain
degree.
Yes.
Okay.
And so once they the Supreme Court did what it did and sent that back to the lower court, then it lifted that roadblock that they had from withdrawing.
Right.
And so now they can have a special election.
Wow.
It's going to be fought out in court. I do believe wholeheartedly.
So let me ask you, because I want to make sure that I'm clear on this. So the election that we have on May the 19th,
It's still going.
it's still going to happen.
Yes.
But when they go to do the election in August,
If things are not held up, the election in August will include congressional districts 1, 2, 6, and 7, and as well as the Senate District 25.
do that wipe out any of the results from the May the 19th?
Yes, wipe them all out. But those districts, those congressional districts.
Wait a minute, because that's what I was thinking. Hold on. So let me make sure we clear, and I hope y'all listen to this show. Make sure y'all listening carefully. So they go vote on May the 19th,
Yes.
right? And then in August, when they do this other special election,
If it's not held up, if it's not held up by the court,
it's not held by the courts.
then the congressional district voting, districts 1, 2, 6, and 7, and Senate districts 25 and 26 will be null and void.
So you got to go vote again.
And there will not be a runoff.
So explain it to me.
So like we have a primary election.
Yeah.
And in the primary, if you don't get a certain limit, then there's a runoff.
The runoff, right?
If there's multiples in
I
those.
got you. Yeah.
And so there will not be a runoff. It'll be the highest vote getter.
So when they do this other election in August,
Yes.
if it goes through,
Yes.
do everyone who ran in May 19 get to run again?
They can, if they're in that district, if they didn't draw them out of the district. So like there's one guy.
Oh, so if they draw this line, they're drawing out the district.
He's already switched from.
So it's not even a vote for them now.
Exactly. He's already switched from congressional district 1 to congressional district 2. Yeah.
My God.
It's very confusing.
No, but what you said, because I want people to understand it. So if, on May the 19th, just say if your guy wins, right, on May the 19th, if this thing's go through the court in August, even though your guy won, they lift this up. Your guys moved out of that, so they didn't win.
Absolutely.
So they're not on the ballot.
Start all over again.
You got to start all over again.
And so, they're doing that so that as we get to November election, general election. So it's like having another primary.
So you got to start all over. So that candidate that spent that money didn't
Yes.
mean anything for this whole election.
Or they may have been drawn out of the district.
Because drawn out of district, they can't run for that district no
They
more.
have to switch.
So they got to find somebody. So if there was a person on the Democratic side, you got to find somebody
Yes.
that lives within that district.
Yes.
Now, do y'all understand what I'm saying?
It's confusing.
No, it's not confusing. It's very simple. If your guy ran, right, and then you saying what district we're talking about,
Districts 1, 2, 6, and 7.
they can be out come August.
Yes.
That's what we're saying here at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if this happens and they're not within those lines, that election they won, they didn't even qualify to run no more.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys understand that.
So that's why we fight, especially when you strip those protections from the Voting Rights Act, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. When you strip those, then listen, people fought and died for not only just the right to vote, but those protections about fair representation. The late, great, my mentor, friend, big, father figure, Jesse Jackson said, when the playing field is level and the rules are published, we can compete. But if the playing field ain't level and the rules are hidden, right, then that's an injustice.
Man, listen, again, I don't care who you guys vote for, but make sure you get out and vote. And if the districts are if this thing is lifted, hopefully that the candidates that got wiped out, that they're preparing for the way the lines were in 2023 to find somebody within those lines to go and be able to run. But then you got to have the money.
Yes.
And you got to build a campaign. And the people that's already in those districts, they already got the money, the campaign, everything set up. Do y'all think that's fair? Put it in the comments and let me know what you guys think. On whatever side that you're on, let me know, do you think that's fair? Man.
It's quite confusing.
But I'm glad, thank you for breaking it down to me, because, people hear lines, they hear districts, they hear, different talking points. I don't want no talking points, right? I just want to go ahead and put it out here because I'm not trying to favor you. I'm not trying to favor Republicans. I'm here to put this information out so people can understand it and let you guys be the judge whether this is fair or not. Yeah. Okay, I don't have a dog in the fight, right? I know who I'm going to vote for at the end of the day. It's none of your business. But I'm here to put the information out. So right now, what do you need to do to make sure that you're going to win your race?
Well, we continue to touch voters over and over and over and over again. We probably touched every voter multiplicity of times. They look at my record, they look at what I've done, and I think the record speaks for itself. We've represented District 57 very, very well. We have supported every school, nonprofits, organizations make an impact within the community. Policies have been legislation have been done, supported, co-sponsored, all of that kind of stuff. We've done the work, and we have done it well. And so my record speaks for itself.
So what is your platform?
We're visible, we're vocal, we're viable. Several things that we focus on. We focus on family, we focus on faith, and we focus on our future. So family, to making sure that the everyday working man has everything that he needs. Our future, making sure that schools are funded well. Not only just schools funded well, but those programs that makes us successful, make kids successful at every level of the game. And then for the future, as we look at progressive moves within our state and within our district.
Wow. So
one piece of legislation we talk about future. One piece of legislation is that we co-sponsored, we were the House sponsor with a piece of local legislation dealing with the transit authority to give them ability to do P3 partnerships. So everywhere there's
P3 partnerships. Now you're talking inside lingo to the outside world.
Public-private partnership.
Okay.
So every stop that's the transit authority has, they can do development around that stop. So it could be public-private partnership. So that could be retail, that could be housing, commercial, all around those stops. And so now it gives them the ability from a state level to partner with private sector to do those.
Tell me some of the things you've done in the last 4 years.
Last 4 years, every year we bring hundreds of kids to the State House. One, not just for a tourism trip, but to expose them to what we do in Montgomery. I think it's so important. If we want the next generations to be engaged in the process of what we do, and especially voting and being engaged and viable to what goes on within the state, then they need to be exposed to it. I remember growing up as a child, I never went to the State House.
You mean?
How many have sat in the chamber? How many have been in the gallery? How many have seen the officers?
I went to the zoo.
You went to the zoo. So they want you to show the animals, how big the elephant is.
Right. I remember going to the zoo, yeah.
But what about the impact it makes on how legislation is done and how power is transferred, how money is spent, and where it is spent?
Honestly, when I was in school, I don't think that we had people in power that was even thinking about getting into the schools, because we heard about what happened in the 60s.
Yeah.
But we never, and I was saying this to another, I think it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I had someone here that was on the show. I never had anyone to tell me to vote. In the household, it was important to get a job, get an education, but it wasn't drilled in me. Make sure you vote. Make sure you understand what you're voting for. You know what I'm saying? And vote local. Make sure, even with the national election, but make sure you vote locally.
Every level.
I think we miss that in all households, especially I'm a black man. I can't speak what happened in white households and Asian households and Latino in the household, but in the black household, I don't think we stress enough that you need to vote.
Absolutely.
Right? Don't give that right away to anybody, because at the end of the day, even though I think the young people watching us, if they're watching our show, I think this here, Patrick, they don't understand what they're losing until it's gone.
Absolutely. You don't miss your water till your well run dry.
Yeah.
And so I tell this story all the time, Joe. My father was born in 1920.
Okay.
And he talked about poll tax and the struggles that he endured in being able to, or having the ability to vote. Born in Fort Deposit, Alabama, moved to Jefferson County back in the 40s.
Mhm.
He was a coal miner. And for many years, he worked coal mining in the evening, construction in the daytime. Because it was 6 children, and he had a family. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So voting was one of the passionate things that was coveted and protected. He made sure not only we saw them go vote, but as we got of age, we went and voted. And so we were staying engaged to making sure that our vote counted and our voice was heard.
Let me ask you this, Patrick. How do we as a society, because I like to bring people together, I'm all about love.
Yeah.
I'm not about division. I'm not about saying that the Democrats is wrong and the Republicans are wrong, or, this person. How do we start to try to formulate a community of people to understand that voting is a right that everybody should have, and may the best man win? What do we need to do to start that process, just to start the conversation?
I believe part of the problem is that people don't understand each other.
Okay.
Racism is real in this country, in this state, within our communities. And part of the racist issues, now you can't deal with the heart, what's in a man's heart, but you can educate a man's head on understanding my culture, and I understand his culture. So when you infringe upon my voting right or the ability to have fair representation, that strikes home with me, because we didn't always have that privilege or the opportunity to do that. In other communities, they always have had the privilege and opportunity to vote.
How do we start that conversation?
And so we have to be big enough, and everyone has to be responsible enough to start that conversation. You can't be scared to talk about those ills and concerns of our community. You can't be scared to talk about racism. You can't be scared to talk about those things that infringe upon other communities.
Let me ask you this, because when we say racism, I know some people will see this and take offense to that. And that's a strong word. Can we start with what I think is most important to us, like family?
Yes.
Can we talk about money, economy, what's going to make our communities better, right? And I think if we started talking about, I care about my family like you care about your family, how can we work together, right? I think, honestly, if there is racism, I'm not saying there's not racism in the world, so don't come at me in the comments. But if there is racism, I believe once another man and another woman sit down and look at you face to face and start to see that you just want what's best for your family,
Absolutely.
right?
Just like I want.
Yeah, I think most people would say, I'm gonna be a little selfish, of course, because I want this for my family. We come from a different, side of the tracks. However, I do understand what you want for your family. So how can we work together? I may got a little power over here and I'm not gonna give it to you, and vice versa. But where's the compromise?
Absolutely.
For voting? You see what I'm saying? How do we start that conversation?
And I think that you started that common ground. We all got we all have red blood running through our veins. We all have some of the same concerns, as you mentioned, especially dealing with family.
Right.
Everyone wants their child to be successful in life.
Right.
Everyone wants their community to be safe. Everyone wants the opportunity to work, have a job, entrepreneurship. So when you start meeting on those common grounds, you'll discover, different from each other.
because when I'm listening to both sides, right? Because I flip back and forth on social media, watching and listening, right? I don't comment. But what I hear most people say, no, this is something that I just kind of infuriate me just a tad bit, Patrick. Is this? People say that things are not like they were before, so it's not, the racism is not what it was back before, and that may be so. There's not black and white signs out there,
True.
right? I can walk anywhere that I want to. I don't have to go get on the back of the bus.
True.
But in this country, you still have people in power that wants to keep that power. Now, you can call it whatever you want to call it, right? But that is what it is. That's in the black community and that's in the white community, right? But because of society and history, the white community have more, right? And has an advantage in being able to accumulate. But this is where I think it breaks down. I've been in politics for a long time. You have people that are white that are poor.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And they're struggling too. And they were like, bruh.
Yep.
What are you talking
They're
about?
struggling.
Right.
They own social
Where's
services.
my white privilege? Right. And I've heard this plenty of times, right? And I think, this is why I say have that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because when you say those words, it's not applicable to everyone that's white. And I think we need to make sure that that's clear to the world. Like when you say that, yeah, there are pockets. And I would say there are pockets in this country that has it. But I think there are more pockets that love one another, right? If we can get out the silos on social media, if we can get out the silos, you know what I'm saying, and get on and jumping on a bandwagon because it sounds right. Because if Pastor come out here and say there's racism, and this dude said, man, I'm poor, how can I be racist? Now we done lost each other.
We lost each other because it's not necessarily.
It's not you.
Not you.
But you said white. And when you say white people are racist, or if you say that, right? I'm not saying that you said it, but if you say that, if someone say the white folks are racist, it goes to you saying it about me, just like if someone said black folks is whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a blanket. You can't make that blanket statement.
And that's what I think we miss, you know what I mean? In conversations.
And so we have to utilize the term racial disparity. So there are racial disparities all across this country.
Yeah.
And especially throughout the state. There are racial disparities in every pocket, every community.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to make sure that we educate and inform to stamp out those racial disparities.
And the one thing that I think we have missed, y'all, in this conversation over time is when things change, it was not focused on racism. It was for racism, but it was focused on peace.
Yes.
It was focused on love. It was focused on compromise. That's how we got to where we are. If you would have kept, if King and those guys and Frederick Fred Shuttleworth would have kept fighting for racism, it never would have got passed.
Exactly.
They fought, and you're a pastor, and you know this. Love heals, conquers everything. And I think we're missing. That's why I call my conference call Love You First, right? Plug by loveyoufirst.com. But I believe, Patrick, that if we love one another enough, right?
Yeah.
Regardless whether you're voting Republican or Democrat, right? Or you're black or you're white, I think our society as a whole would be much better. Because we don't need to fight. I don't know. What are we fighting for in 2026?
Exactly.
We got homes, we got cars, we got jobs, we got kids, we got families. We all got the same issues. What the hell are we fighting for?
And that's what we said. It's 2026. Why should we deal with these kind of issues in 2026?
Right.
We should. We are making progress, and we should make more progress. Or our focus and purpose needs to be on making more progress.
I truly believe that with the bottom of my heart, that at the end of the day, man, I hope and pray that at some point, when it comes to politics, that we as a human race and Americans, that we get back to loving one another, right? As human beings. Forget the red, forget the blue, right? I love you. I want your kids to do well. I want you to live a great life, right? When I see you, I want to speak to you. If I can help you, regardless of your color, your political party, let me help you.
We may need to get back to the song that Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones did back in the day, We Are the World.
Yes. Would that work today, though? You know what I'm saying? We Are the World, would that work? So right now on the campaign trail, it's a couple of more days. Can people still register to vote?
You can register to vote. You just will not be able to vote in this election.
Ooh.
So that cutoff was May 4th.
Ooh.
But people can still do absentee applications have done. You can go in person
Okay.
if you're not able to vote on May 19th.
What do you need to go register to vote?
Just your ID card.
Just ID card? You got to have a blue star on the back or nothing,
No.
nothing like that?
No.
So, Patrick, if people want to go out there and find you,
Yeah, www.reelectpatricksellers, FOR57.com.
okay. I always do this on the show. Now, before I give the audience to you, I want to ask you a few questions myself, just friend wise.
Okay.
How does God speak to you?
How does God speak to me?
Does He speak to your voice?
Yeah.
It's something you hear? Is it a dream, or how does He speak
Through
to
His
you?
word, through His dreams, through His Holy Spirit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's one, and I won't even know this about you. What would you go back and tell the 15-year-old Patrick, out of everything you've seen and experienced, what would you go back and tell the 15-year-old Patrick Sellers?
The 15-year-old Patrick, we're talking about almost 40 years ago now.
Mhm.
The 15-year-old Patrick, stay engaged in school. Make sure you do well in school continuously. I wasn't a bad child. I wasn't a bad kid. My mom and dad didn't play that.
Remind me. Yeah.
They didn't play that. But education is one of those keys. I think that it's so important for this society and generation to really embrace. I embrace education. Yes, I'm multiple degrees, but at 15, I didn't know whether or not I wanted to go to school, go in the military, end up going to the military. But whether you want to go to school, go to the military, what do you want to do? I think at that 15-year-old, stay more engaged in school.
So, Patrick, I want to thank you for coming out today, man. Good luck on the campaign trail. But at the end of the show, always give the audience to you. That's your camera right there. Speak to them and tell them what you'd like to tell them.
Okay. I'm Patrick Sellers. I'm your state representative for House District 57. And listen, if you're in those areas, in that district, I need your vote on May 19th. Go vote. I've done the work. I've represented District 57 in the state of Alabama very, very well. And my work speaks for itself. Let the work I've done speak for me. But on May 19th, go to the polls. Vote Patrick Sellers, House District 57.
What the rest of your day looking like?
Busy.
I know you got to get ready to get out of here.
Phone been buzzing.
So we're going to get you out of here, man. I appreciate you, big dog. I love you, man. Have a great show. So, guys, what we're going to do, we're doing something a little bit different today. Keep the cameras on me. I got another guest getting ready to come in here. We can cut his microphone right now. I'm going to talk to you guys for a little while, okay? So you guys hang in with me. Don't go anywhere. We got another guest coming in, another candidate coming in, so you guys hang tight. So how did you guys like the show? Was it good? I think today, hopefully, that you guys got a chance to understand what this show was all about and also what you need to do when it comes to running an election and winning. And also what I want to talk to you guys about is this here. You guys got to get out and vote. Again, like I told you, I don't care who you vote for, right? But I think it's very important that you vote. I think it's very important that you get out there and you bring people to go vote. Because even though I know a lot of times that you think that it's not important, my vote, my life doesn't change, my bills are still getting higher. It's the small things that are changing in your local community that you are missing. And it's hard for you to see until it's actually gone. And then when it's gone, it's gone. It can't come back, whether you're white or black, right? So you don't want this thing to go too much Democratic. You don't want this thing to go too much Republican, right? Because it's going to leave somebody out. You want this thing to go American, in my humble opinion. You want this thing to go somewhere down the middle where there's a compromise, where no one is losing too much, but you got to give up something. Republicans need to give up something, and the Democrats don't have to give up something. And the other part is, I would say to this here, right? If you haven't voted ever, why haven't you? And while you guys are in the comment and while we're getting our other guests here ready, I would love for you guys to sit here and tell me basically, why do you think voting is important? And why do you think voting is not important? Do you vote in local elections? Do you understand at the end of the day how important local elections is, and that your local election is even more important than the national election? See, I'm gonna break this down to you guys. I've said it many times on the show, but I'm gonna say it here. Your local election affects what happens in your household, in your state, right? The national election is the federal. It feeds the state. So the people that you put in your local, from your senators, state representatives, your senators and state representatives, those are the guys that go up to Washington, D.C. to represent you. So you want to make sure that you're sending the right people to Washington, D.C. So make sure on May the 19th, you go vote. Make sure that in August, that special election, go vote, right? Make sure in November, you go vote. Voting is very important. Do not, and I'm saying this from Joe, like I said, I don't give who you vote for. Exercise your vote. Parents, make sure, my generation, make sure your kids go vote if they're 18 years old, even if you got to go take them to the poll. Tell them to take a picture that they're at the poll and make sure they vote. You want to get your kids in this practice, right? So thank you guys for allowing me to bloviate for a minute. Got another guest here, y'all. And as we've been doing, we're bringing to you all the candidates that want to come onto the show. We haven't been able to get everybody, and some people we had to turn down because we just ran out of time. But this young lady here, she's well known. She's running for District 55. And I had to look at her name twice because it reminded me of something else. Y'all, I got to welcome to the show of Coffees and Conversations, the one and only Miss Jenny Craig.
Look, I'm checking your hand, but I got my hand sanitized. I don't feel that great today, but
It's
I
okay.
wanted to make sure.
Let me do this right here.
Yeah, do that right
I'm
there.
gonna do that
You
right
know,
there.
I was spreading the love and the germ. It was my Mother's Day gift from my nephew. I'm not a mom, but I'm a mom teen, and he decided I needed his germs, so I got his wonderful call.
Okay.
But I did want to come on and make sure I fulfill this obligation because, like you said, I'm sure many people wanted to come and you just didn't have enough time. But
All right,
you can't
so-
hear me.
So they're just making sure, right? Because we did this in between time, y'all. This is a live show, so we have these things that happen. Make sure there you go.
So again,
There you go.
so,
They hear
yeah.
you now. All right. So how you doing, Jen? How's been the campaign been going for you?
Can we curse on this show?
Yes. Yes.
I
This is-
won't. No, I've really enjoyed it. I know it's been a tough thing. It's a different arena than I am used to. However, I've met so many people, something I love to do.
Mhm.
So while my campaign didn't have as much funding as others, I'm very blessed. I have gotten as far as I have.
So this is your first campaign.
My first campaign in this particular arena for state representative, I did run in my local election of my city. So again, it didn't compare because you have fewer people.
So you're running for District 55, and what areas would they cover?
So we have quite a few. We're actually in District 55 right now.
Okay.
I have Fairfield, which I am a resident in Fairfield. We have Wylam, we have West End, Field, we have Highland Park, Redmont, to name a few. So we have quite a few places.
Okay.
And while I've not been able to get to every one of them, I've been trying to make sure.
I know people say funding is a big thing, right? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but roughly, how much does it cost to run a campaign?
A lot. That's sufficient enough. It's a lot. I would say a lot more. On this scale, I would say a lot more than 10.
About 20?
About 20, depending on how many people you want to get to.
To be effective,
To be effective, I would say you should at least have 50.
about 50,000.
I do.
And
I
what's
really
that
do. People on the ground, making sure you have literature, making sure you have signage. I know a lot of people say signs don't vote, but a lot of my signs have been getting knocked down and broken. So
Can I be honest with you? I hate y'all signs. I honestly think they're a waste of time. I'm just being honest because again, I don't want to see y'all. I'm just being honest because y'all signs be everywhere.
everywhere,
And
yeah.
it doesn't, honestly, to me, I have never voted, and it's just me, for nobody to sign. I vote out for people that I've had a connection with, or when I look them up, you know what I'm saying? I vote for people that I know, or I talk to somebody that know them, right? And I find out about them before I go to the poll. A sign has never made me, like I got these flyers that come in my mail. Can I tell Kansas to do this? Stop doing that. Stop sending stuff in the mail. I mean, I'm just telling y'all how to spend your money wisely, right? And I think sometimes people think because you see my name in here, and that may work for some people, but for me, I'm not going to remember your name. I'm 55 years old. If I see your name on a flyer or a sign, I am not going to remember your name when I get to the poll.
Right.
I'm not. I'm going to look down that list of the people I know that I like. I'm going to go with them first. Right? And then I'm going to probably do any, meeny, miny, mo. If I don't know people.
If you don't know.
If I don't know people. Right. But what I try to do, because I'm older and I'm mature, that I try to do my research in the different areas that I'm going to be voting for and see do these people whoever fit my values. But just me, I will try my best to tell people, signs, give your signs to your friends, okay, that like you, they're gonna put them in the yard. Okay, that's
but
fine.
not anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that, but everybody is not like that.
Yeah,
I would really like for people to get educated on who they're voting for, and not just vote only because they're your friends as well. Make sure that they are going to do the job that is in front of them to make sure that they take care of their whole in this.
That sounds because he's running.
No, I've been that person. I promise I have been that person.
I will vote for my friend unless I know that they're really bad. Now, if I know that you just ain't no good, and even though you're my friend, I gotta vote for that person. I do want somebody that's gonna do the job. But if I think you like, and it's somebody else, I gotta go for myself. Yeah, I got.
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna say that's true. That's always gonna be true because, but I have heard people say, "This is my friend," and I know they weren't gonna do nothing, so I voted for somebody else. And a lot of times we won't, especially if our friends are taking care of us individually. The reason why, yes, I am running, but the only reason I thank you so much. The reason why I decided to run is because I see a need, and I've just been that part. Well. At first, since I'm in Fairfield, I don't know if you're familiar with Fairfield. We have so much blight. We've been talking about this dumping and everything. Okay, so no, you're right around the corner.
35211.
So right around the corner.
35228.
So, and then we just need representation that we were not getting. Mr. Sellers left just a minute ago, and I'm not by far endorsing anybody, any campaign. I mean, excuse me, candidate. However, I saw where he got his parts of his district money for blight, blight removal, and to know that was an issue.
People don't know what blight is. Explain that.
Just if you live at your house and you look out your window and you have a row of houses that are burned down, dilapidated, dumping, all of the things, overgrown lots. It doesn't have to be a structure. Anything that's going to cause potentially public safety, like they want to say. Crime is not just public safety. Things that are hazardous to you are going to be considered blight. So to remove those kind of things, it gets better. It gives you a better quality of life. So I said that all that to say is, yes, you should vote for your friends if your friends understand that. If your friends have compassion about people, because that's what it's supposed to be about. Although we know politics is not that.
So let me ask you, because a lot of people don't know you in this capacity. I want to get to know Jenny Craig. Talk to me.
And I hate talking about myself. That's so crazy. I know.
I'm gonna get it.
I know. Don't
cut the interview.
Don't cut it, because there are people like me, because I do what I do, because I see it's needed, because I like people. I want people to have what I have, even though I don't have a lot. But if I have any kind of amenity, I want somebody else to have it. So I don't sit there and talk about, I just did. I helped excuse me, I'm messing with the mic. My bad, y'all.
You good?
Like a elderly, my mom is 75. She just went through a stroke, multiple strokes, cancer. She's a survivor. And so now when I see a little old lady like that, I want to do things that I want people to do for my mother. So I don't per se do things that I do to have a list of, this is who Jenny Craig is. I'm a person that love people. I love doing, and
But you do know that if like you said, you want people to know who they're voting for.
Yeah, exactly.
And those are your words. I'm gonna say
that's
back
right.
to you, right? So this is the time, right? You got a couple of days left. For people who haven't known you, those you haven't knocked on,
right?
This is going to go all across the internet. It's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, right? Jenny Craig when you grew up, where did you grow up at?
Okay.
2-parent household. What
Mhm.
do you believe in?
Definitely ultimately, I believe in God. Okay. I'm a God-fearing woman. I believe in caring about people. 2-parent household, still have a 2-parent household. I had a twin brother who I will always talk about, and I say had because last year, James Leon Craig is his name. He was brutally murdered in January in Titusville. And that has been a life-changing situation with me. And I get upset, and so excuse me. Excuse me.
Tissue.
That he will always be a part of me, and I was angry with God about losing him, and I realized though he is my motivation in this right now. So excuse me. So
We got some tissue coming.
okay. Have an older sister. We were partnered in Two Dough Girls Pizzeria, which is not open right now, but we will be reopening it. Well, shall I say, I will be reopening it because she left me and went to Dallas. So, entrepreneur, certified electrician by trade. I'm a flight attendant by career, and just ultimately, I like to do community service and be a part of my community. Right now, I serve as my neighborhood association's president, and like I said, I live in Fairfield. So grew up in Homewood and Hoover. So I've had a balance of different environments and different people. So when they talk about serving in this capacity, I'm able to serve all genres of people. So right now, what I would say to people, if that you don't know me, ask someone that does. I do believe I have my work shows and it speaks for itself. Like I said, I've run before and I did not make it into that seat, but I never went anywhere. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. I have an acronym, PLLW, for my campaign that I've been pushing, and it's being present, listening to the needs of the people, learning what it is I need to do to combat the issues in District 55, and continuing to work the way I've always worked. So I want people to hold me accountable to that and make sure that they have something they can go back to this show and say, hey, you remember you said that on this show when they put me in that seat. So
See?
I know, but I just don't like to talk about it.
But we learned a lot about you in that
thank
short
you.
period of time. Things stuck out for me.
Okay. Let me drink my tea.
Go ahead and sip your coffee. Go ahead and sip your tea a little bit before I ask you this question.
I'm nervous now.
There's no need to be nervous. It's something you said. I'm quite sure the audience watching this show already know what I'm about to ask you, right?
Oh, what is that?
So, Jenny.
Jim.
You a certified electrician?
I am.
Oh, what? Like an electrician, like wire up houses?
Yeah.
So you know how to wire up a house from the box to from the roof to the
I know how to land it and everything. Yeah. Only that I'm not a master, so I work under a master. You have some electrical background. I know.
I do DIY. A beautiful woman is a flight attendant and an electrician. I ain't seen no ring on your car.
I don't have a ring. No, I don't.
I may have to holler at you up there. I'm just saying, America. I may have to, if y'all see me on some free flights, don't mind your business.
Make sure you're fine American.
Has nothing to do with my book because I'm not endorsing anybody. Make sure that's clear. I don't endorse people on this show. But, it just happened. But no, so you're an electrician. How did that come about?
So I have a mentor, and I will Roger Bester, I'm gonna call his name, we call him Squirt.
Okay.
Some years ago when I was actually printing teacher. So I've been a woman of many talents. If I need to, I can pull those talents back out and make sure things get done. But I met him, and he's an electrician, and he was talking about just electrical, doing stuff for houses and things. And I was very interested because at one point in time, my sister and I looked through it's a land bank now, but it used to be when it was just the tax properties. And I'd always find a house that needed, you could probably see straight through it.
Shotgun.
If you could see, well, no, actually see from the inside to the outside straight through. I feel like it had good bones, but so it always would need electrical. I always would need some kind of wiring. And when he was talking to me about it and helping me with one project, which I actually live in this house now, it's my home house.
Did you wire your own house up?
I did, yes. He told me, I'll help you. And he got so busy with his projects. And I was like, I'm just going to go take some classes, go to school for it. And I did. And he supported me all the way through that.
Wow.
And so I haven't gone any further. I'd say this, I should have been in union, but don't tell the union people I was there that no, I love them. But they have that little fighting against the non-union and union. But so that's actually how it happened. And
Wow.
I have done a lot of projects and wired a lot of homes and just helped people that needed help with electrical small projects. So it's a great.
I'm thinking about getting an electric car, so I'm gonna have to holler at you.
Okay.
I need to get the electrical panel put in my house.
Okay.
But they said I
Okay.
got to upgrade my box.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah,
We can do that.
'cause I can't pull from this. I'm not an electrician.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so let's go here too. Flight attendant.
I am. I've been a flight attendant 4 years, senior enough. And so a lot of people are like, well, how are you going to manage doing this?
That's
And
what
I know you're
going.
going there.
Yeah.
So one of the things I make sure that I'm able to add things to my plate before I can, before I do them, or commit to them.
Mhm.
I'm 4 years in, so I'm senior enough to make my own schedule, trade trips, make sure that I can block things off. So I've been in aviation for a total of 9 years, I think, because I worked 5 here on the ground. And so I decided to go in the air, and I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
What's you love about it?
People. And I know as I just you get to meet so many different people
Mhm.
in so many avenues of their life, in so many stages of their life. You get to realize that people like to act a fool at 40,000 feet in the air too. So you have to be stern. And since I'm on this platform of talking about being a flight attendant, I know I'm talking about running for office, but
This
we
company
are-
comes to people need to know you.
we are not glorified stewardess and waitresses. Okay, people think that.
What?
We are actually there for your safety. A lot of people think we're just there for the cookies and running you on and doing the drinks and all that. No, we are there. We have to go through training to make sure that if there is an emergency, we get every soul off that plane. So I want to say that and clear that up, because a lot of people think, oh, you are so cute in your little dress and on your heels and stuff. I need to take these heels. My flats are right here just in case we have that emergency and I have to get somebody to help me with a non-able person to get them out of that seat and make sure they get home to their loved one.
Okay.
So
Okay. Can you fly the plane?
I cannot. I cannot. And I'm going to say something. People going to be like, what? The first time I realized that the pilots see the same thing we see, it opened my eyes to something. Like, he's like, I said, how do you see? I can't see anything. He's like, I see what you see. And he's like, you see all these? It's like, this shows you where another plane is. And so many planes are in the air
At the same
at
time.
the same time.
Yeah.
And it makes you think,
Right.
you know. So,
Like how good you got to be to sit in
You-
that seat.
yeah,
right?
you want them to be, exactly.
Tell me a story, Jenny. As you've been, what should I call you? Or airline attendant? What would you say?
Flight attendant.
Flight
Yeah.
attendant. Okay. I want to make sure I get it right because
Yeah.
you know I already said you better not.
No. I meant
So-
we're not waitresses.
So I want to ask you to tell me a story, an amazing story
Mm.
that you've done in the last 4 or the last 9 years. It's one amazing story that you haven't said. Something it could be funny or something that surprised you in the air.
Does it have to be in the air?
I will put from the aviation standpoint. Of view. And I got another question that actually you got to answer them, but it's kind of funny, but I won't ask you.
I think mine is more serious about it.
Sure. It's your story.
I have a friend, and I just spoke with her right before I came in here, and she's
She probably
in.
watching Hager.
Hey, girl, hey, Renata, and she is in Jacksonville, I believe, right now.
Mm.
And she was talking about all of the things that were going on, and I took a leave to make sure my mom is okay and I go back very soon. And so she just keeps me updated on all of these things. But we had a 4-week stay in Charlotte where you couldn't see your family, you couldn't do all these things, but it was vigorous and you learned so much and you got the job, but it was conditional. You know, you had to make sure you get through this training, and every day that you were there, you could lose your job. And I felt like it was such an amazing feat knowing that I made it through there, but also I made the friends that I, made there, and we all held each other's hands to make sure we got past, whether it was motivating each other, studying, making sure people didn't get lonely, because they were coming from New York and California, all kinds of places. So while it was an amazing story, to me, that's very valuable to me,
So know your time is valuable.
Yes.
Make sure we get you out here, because I know you're busy. 3 questions, 2 questions, and then we'll let you talk to the audience. How did God speak to you?
He speaks to me very softly at first, and I hear him, and I still try to do it my way. And he taps me a little bit more, and I say, but let me let you have it. And then I pull it right on back. And then he just knocks me through that wall. And, some people feel like, well, you should listen at first, but most people don't. Most people question it. And I feel like God and I have a great relationship to be where he allows me to question him, especially with the losses that I've had.
Wow. Last question from me, then I'm going to turn the orders over to you, and you can tell them how to vote for you. Jenny, what would you tell the 13-year-old Jenny, for all your vast experiences, everything you've done? What if you could reach back and tell her something? What would one thing?
Enjoy the now. Don't try to look past what you're having going on in that very moment. Yeah, because we lose it. We lose it a lot trying to look into the future, and when the future might not even be there. So,
but Jenny, I appreciate you coming from Prophecy Conversations. I'm gonna turn my audience over to you. That's your camera right there.
here.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to me.
Hi guys, how are y'all? I hope everyone enjoyed my spiel. May 19th is right around the corner, and I want to say thank you so much, Joe, for having me. And I want to tell you thank you so much for listening to me. What I need from you, though, I need your support on May 19th. I want you to realize that I am a woman for the people, and that's what politics needs to get back to, making sure that we have a quality of life in District 55. And just remember that we all win with Jen. So again, May 19th, the ballot will say Jenny Craig. Make sure you circle that mark.
All right, Jen. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you guys so much, man. Hope you guys have learned a lot of things about the candidates. Make sure you go out and vote on May the 19th. We got a special show coming up tomorrow. I ain't gonna tell you who's gonna be on the show tomorrow, but we got a special live show coming at 12 o'clock tomorrow. You guys stay locked in. This is Coffee Conversation. Go enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock.